Charlie here, and today we are talking about water fasting. So I've definitely had my fair share of experience with water fasting. It probably started about 7 years ago, and at the time people thought, whether my family, my friends, anyone thought I was pretty crazy. And I actually got down to a very skinny weight. I think it was around 50 kilograms. And in pounds, I'm not sure what that is, but very, very skinny. And I talk to people about it now, and we have a good laugh, and they say, wow, like you were really skinny. I didn't want to tell it to your face, but it was amazing how skinny you were. And it was this big cleanse detoxification that I had to go through on a physical level, on a mental level, on an emotional level, to decondition from what I'd gone through my whole life. And we're always put just through normal society, get our beliefs, and we need to break out of that. And fasting is a fantastic way, and it's also a fantastic way simply physically to cleanse the body. But I want to talk about a specific time that I did water fasting, and that was in Bali. One of my good friends owned some land at the north of Bali, and he'd just gone over there. And a couple of months after he was there on the land, I actually went there and did a 2-week water fast. Now, I'd done multiple 3-day, 5-day water fasts, but this was a 2-week water fast in nature. There's a huge waterfall there, so we were cleansing in the waterfall, and we were doing enemas every day or every second day. We were having essential oils like oregano oil to really cleanse the inside of our body and to kill anything inside. At the start of the 2-week water fast, we did a salt flush. So we were doing quite rapid breathing yoga movements and drinking salt water, which would purge our digestive system. We were doing so many different things just to really get inside our body and cleanse and pull anything away. And also on about the 9th day of the 2-week water fast, I did a 1-day dry fast. So I went into 24 hours of no water, and that took the whole detoxification level to a whole nother stratosphere. It was really intense. And I remember that I would walk up to his sort of hut area, and it would be maybe 200 meters, and it would take me almost an hour to get there on this dry fasting day, because every step I took was a couple of minutes, and I was just going so slow. Now, mentally I was fine. Physically I was fine, but just my energy was just so low, and it was like, whoa, this is an experience. So on the 10th day I went back to having water, did the 2-week water fast, then went into coconut water. And there was one issue with this fast. I was actually only in Bali a week after. So I only got a week integration before I actually flew back to Melbourne, and it was the winter in Melbourne. Now, I shocked my body a little bit too much. I went into, my digestive system became a bit bloated, and I just could feel that something was going on in my body, because there was such a radical shift that had happened, that I'd gone into such a full-blown detoxification mode in Bali, where there's sun. I was bathing in this huge waterfall. I was getting in the mud and in the earth. And then I went straight back into cold Melbourne weather, which was maybe 10 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, around there. And I just remember it had a negative impact on my physical health. I really needed longer. So if you're doing something like a 2-week water fast, you really need something like 1 month to remain in that location and allow your body to come back to its own rhythms, for your digestive system to start soaking in all the nutrition that you're slowly putting into it. It's a slow process, and you need to deeply respect the process. Otherwise, it will really hit you and damage you moving forward. So a 2-week water fast is something not to be taken lightly. It should be done preferably in nature. There should be a lot of silence, a lot of relaxation. If you're at your house, there should be something like, Epsom salt baths, foot baths, making sure you're staying warm. And this is where the seasons are so important. You don't really want to be doing a 2-week water fast if you're in a cold location or if it's in the winter. This is ridiculous and it's not working with the cycles of nature at all. But unfortunately, we get very mental with our health journeys at times. And a lot of people that I speak to are very mental and they get stuck that, no, I have to lessen what I'm eating. I have to go harder. I have to go faster. And unless I'm going harder or faster, I'm never going to get healthy. And they push it too hard and it actually works out quite negative for them. So you want to be fasting in the spring or the summer, like spring cleaning. You clean the house, you clean the body in spring or summer, not in winter. And autumn is also not the best time because summer, autumn, winter. Autumn is the time that you're actually coming into winter. So the body's starting to naturally hold on to its reserves. It's starting to stock up for the winter so you can remain warm and nourished throughout the winter season. So seasons are extremely important that not that many people are here talking about them, but it's vitally important. If you want to be healthy, the number one thing is you need to be in flow with nature. You can't be off the side, totally disconnected from nature, totally out of harmony and rhythms, and then fasting for extended periods of time. The body's got to shut down and think that you're not really connected to life. And this is interesting. A lot of people go into fasting. They think they're going into fasting because they want to get healthy, but actually on a deep subconscious level, they're in fear and they're protecting and they're disconnecting from life. They're disconnecting from nourishment. So this leads me into a little topic of cleansing versus nourishing. And it's such a fine balance. And people go into cleansing for years and years and years and push and push and push, and it just doesn't work out for them. Their body starts to literally break down. Their teeth start to fall out. Their bones get weak, and they're told by a lot of these top fasting people, that's good, keep going, keep going, keep going. I unfortunately, or fortunately, I disagree with that totally through my experience and through people that I work with on a one-on-one basis, that if we just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, it really doesn't work out well at all. We need this balance of nourishing the body so the body feels safe and relaxed to then when you go into a cycle of detoxification, that it feels safe to let go. And then you cleanse to a certain point without pushing too hard. It's not about forcing the body. It's not about pushing the body. It's about allowing the body to let go. And this is the beautiful balance that we need to find throughout this health journey and throughout detoxification. And if you're not aware of the mental thought patterns that you're having, as well as the emotional feelings and trauma that you carry, and you're just approaching health from a physical, I have to fast for as long as I can, unfortunately, I don't feel like you're going to get the results that you really are looking for. In saying that, if you incorporate everything and you come at it from a very holistic, natural, in harmony with nature point of view, then fasting for the right amount of time for your body at the right time can be profoundly healing on so many levels. And I think water fasting is a fantastic tool. It's just unfortunate that we haven't grown up with that knowledge. So for people jumping into water fasting, it's often quick. I heard something, it worked for someone, I'm going to do that myself and I'm going to reap the rewards. Yet, unfortunately, everybody is so different. So what works for one person, a 3-week water fast, may not work for you. And they may have done it in spring when their body it was perfect time for them, and then they don't say anything about the seasons, or they don't say anything about the time, and then you jump into the same thing and the results are just totally different. So I want you to really take a deep breath and really understand that water fasting is it's a tool that really needs to be looked at in a very serious way and understood and approached with care. And if done in that way, it can be deeply nourishing, deeply profound. And I do recommend water fasting. I just recommend the right type. And I also recommend dry fasting. Dry fasting for me, I've done DMT, I've done ayahuasca, I've lived in ashrams for months on end, multiple vipassanas. I've done a lot of spiritual things, yet dry fasting is one of the most spiritual experiences I've actually had. And that's one of the main reasons why ancient cultures fasted. It was for the spiritual reasons, not so much as the physical reasons. It was both, yes, but dry fasting for me is spiritually very impactful. So if you haven't tried that, something to look into, and just make sure you do your research. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll leave my email below. I also do one-on-one detoxification coaching. I'm a detoxification specialist and just a wellness transformational coach. So send me an email if you feel called. And until next time, I'm going to be putting out more videos on water fasting, dry fasting, my experiences, and lots of other transformational techniques.